Hey there, law seekers. Welcome back to the channel. Ever wondered where that rather dramatic idea of a jury of your peers comes from? It's a concept we take for granted today, a cornerstone of what we call a fair trial. The whole point, you see, is to put the power of justice not just in the hands of the powerful, the kings, the judges in their grand robes, but in the hands of ordinary people. It's a safeguard, a promise that you will be judged by people who understand your world, not by a distant authority. But this brilliant and frankly revolutionary idea didn't just appear out of thin air. Its story is a long and winding road, stretching back thousands of years to the very dawn of democracy itself. Let's travel back in time, shall we? Our first stop is ancient Greece, specifically the bustling city-state of Athens. The Greeks were the pioneers. Citizens, only male citizens, could volunteer to serve on enormous juries, sometimes with as many as 500 people. It wasn't about 12 persons in a small room. It was a whole crowd. Ancient Rome played a role too. The early republic used jurors from as far back as 149 BC, and this continued during the Roman Empire until it was abolished. Let's now leap forward to early medieval England, a land of damp forests and small, tight-knit villages, where jurors re-emerged as important deciders of right or wrong. Here, justice looked very different indeed. When a crime was committed, the community itself often acted as the judge. These were not impartial observers. They were neighbors who knew the accused. They knew their family. They knew their reputation. Their job was to swear an oath. Welcome to the world of trial by ordeal. An accused might be forced to carry a red-hot iron bar, then their hand bandaged and inspected after 3 days. If it healed cleanly, they were innocent. If it festered, they were guilty. Another favorite was trial by cold water. If they sank, they were innocent. If they floated, they were guilty. This all began to change with a rather famous date in English history, 1066. When William the Conqueror arrived, he brought his own customs, including the inquest. Royal officials would gather local men, make them swear an oath, and ask about land, taxes, and local affairs. The real turning point came under King Henry II. In 1166, he issued the Assize of Clarendon, the ancestor of the grand jury. With ordeals out of the picture, England needed a reliable way to determine guilt or innocence. A body of local men would report suspects under oath, but who would then try the case? The answer was another jury, the birth of the trial jury, or petty jury, 12 men who would listen to evidence and deliver a verdict. Justice was shifting from divine signs and reputation to facts and evidence. And then came the Magna Carta in 1215. Powerful barons confronted King John and forced him to sign at Runnymede. Tucked away was a promise. No free man shall be arrested, imprisoned, or stripped of property except by the lawful judgment of his equals. But the system was far from perfect. Juries could be bullied by powerful judges. If a judge didn't like a verdict, he could lock a jury up for 2 nights without food or water. This brings us to 1670, Bushell's case. Edward Bushell led jurors who refused to convict 2 Quakers. Bushell and his fellows were imprisoned, but a higher court ruled that a jury could not be punished for its verdict. This established the principle of jury independence. Juries must be free to return the verdict they believe is right, based on evidence, without fear of punishment. This hard-won English tradition sailed across the Atlantic with the first colonists. They saw it not just as procedure, but as a fundamental right, a bulwark against distant, unaccountable power. When tensions with Great Britain boiled over, the denial of trial by jury was a key grievance against King George, so the founders cemented the right into the Constitution and reinforced it in the Bill of Rights. They protected people in criminal cases, and in many contexts, civil disputes too. The jury was seen as a direct check on government power, ensuring life, liberty, and property could not be taken without the consent of fellow citizens. This passion helped export the idea globally. The model spread through the English-speaking world. Juries are the norm in common law jurisdictions like the USA, Canada, Australia, Jamaica, Barbados, parts of Africa, and Brazil. But the system is by no means universal. Some countries like India, Pakistan, Malaysia, and Singapore no longer use juries. It's important to remember that not all legal systems see the jury as essential. Many continental European countries follow a civil law tradition rooted in Roman law. You won't find a jury of 12 ordinary people sitting apart from the judge. Instead, they use mixed tribunals. A few lay citizens sit with professional judges and deliberate together. Jury trials are by no means perfect. Juries can make mistakes, be influenced by clever lawyers, confused by complex evidence, or harbor hidden prejudices. That is why rules of evidence and clear jury instructions exist, to guide juries and protect fairness. Focusing only on flaws misses the point. The jury's value isn't perfection, its true value is as a safeguard, a powerful check on state power, a shield between the individual and the government. From ancient Greeks in the marketplace to Edward Bushell in a prison cell, the jury's story is ordinary people demanding a voice. In a free society, the final word on justice belongs not to kings or governments, but to the people. If you value this legacy, share this story and subscribe for more of this kind of legal history.